Google Forms gives you many different options for presenting your form to viewers as well as changing how the form looks. In this video, we're going to take a look at the Google Forms settings. On a Google Form, the settings appear in the upper right-hand corner. It's these buttons here that we're going to be looking at. The first one is the puzzle piece. These are your add-ons. Add-ons are little programs that provide additional functionality to a Google Form. If you do not see this puzzle piece, it is because you don't have any add-ons currently installed. To get add-ons, you go to the More menu and select Add-ons. The next option is your color palette. Clicking on the color palette will allow you to change the color of your form in just a simple click. Going back to the color palette, we also see that we have this image option in the lower right-hand corner. If you access that, you'll see that Google has a variety of themes that you can use and access to add to your form. So if I select this one and click Select, it will take that theme and customize my form to fit that theme. Back at the color palette and the images, you'll also see that you can upload your own photo. So it is possible to create a form header in a different website and upload that and use that for your form header. The next option is the preview. So if you click on that, you are going to see the form how your users will see the form. So it's always a good idea to click on the preview to see what it's going to look like to your users before you share it with them or send it out. The next option are your settings. Under Settings, you have three different tabs: General, Presentation, and Quizzes. On the General, you can decide how you want users to be able to interact with your form. By default, no sign-in is required in order for someone to fill out a Google form. If you are in a Google Apps for Education domain, you will have the ability to restrict access to people in your domain. If we go ahead and click that, you'll notice then that you have a new option, and that is to collect the email address of the Norfolk Public School user. This is a great option if you are doing this with students and you don't want to have them enter in their email address manually. If you simply collect that, the form will automatically collect their username. Your next option is to limit to one response per person. If you check that, people will only be able to fill out the form one time. Response receipts. This allows respondents to receive a copy of their responses if that is checked. If you're doing this for a quiz, you probably want to uncheck that option so that students don't get the answers to the quiz too soon. Again, it's reminding you that respondents will be required to sign into Google in order to access this form. Scrolling down, we see that respondents can edit after they submit the form and see a summary, chart, and text responses. Again, if you're doing this as a quiz, you probably want to leave those options unchecked. Back up at the top, our next option is Presentation. This is how the form will look to our users. If you have a long form that has several sections or several pages, you can turn on a progress bar. If it's just a single page form, you don't need to turn that on. Here's another really nice option. If you're doing this as a quiz, you can shuffle the question order. This means that no two people sitting next to each other will receive questions in the same order. So again, great option if you're doing this as a quiz. And remember, because we turned off the ability to submit another response, this option will be grayed out. The confirmation message is what students or users see after they submit the form. By default, it just simply says your response has been recorded, but you can actually type in any message you want your respondents to see when they submit the form. And the last option in Settings is Quizzes. With quizzes, you can actually turn this Google form into a quiz simply by sliding this toggle switch to on. I have another video that goes over how to do this. This video will not focus on the quiz feature of Google Forms. So once you've gone ahead and adjusted your settings for General and Presentation, go ahead and click Save. Your next option are your options to send the form. You can remember it's automatically collecting respondents' usernames. We set that up in the form settings. You can share this form via email. You could type in email addresses here, you could put in a subject and a message, and you can even include the form in the email. Your next option is to get a link to the form. So if you have a blog or a website where you want to post a link to the form, you can simply copy and paste that and put that onto the blog or website. The last option is to get the embed code for the form. This again works well if you're doing a blog or a website and you can edit the HTML on that blog or website. Then you can simply embed this form so users don't have to click on a link to access it. The form will appear right there on the blog or website. And then finally, you have some more actions. Under more actions, you can make a copy of the form. You can move it to a folder. You can move this form to the trash if you no longer need it. You can get a pre-filled link to the form. You can print the form. You can add collaborators. This means adding people to help you create the form. You can access the script editor, and you can access add-ons. So you can customize a lot of different options on your form by using these options in the upper right-hand corner.